Good morning. I'm back with another little pep talk with some healthy, happy movement. Coffee chats and yoga mats, the blog I'm shamelessly pushing. We're talking about self-reflection because it's so important. Taking time to self-reflect about how you're spending your life, how you're spending your days. I thought we'd do a little healthy, happy movement at the same time. So good for the soul, good for the body. Sound good? All right, let's start with a few big deep breaths, just sitting up nice and tall. You can bring your hands together. Let's take about 4 big deep breaths here. Each time, I'm talking a lot, each time you exhale, imagine you're squeezing air like a sponge out of your stomach. Rolling the shoulders back, long and lifted. Inhale, breathe. Exhale, release. Inhale, breathe. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Feels so good. All right. Let's go and rest our hands on our knees and just sit up nice and tall and breathe. Just a few more big deep breaths here. A big thing that I'm always coming back to is keep breathing. A big thing I keep coming back to is that you are God's beloved. Your life matters. So live intentionally. As we know, the Bible tells us to love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and all your mind. That means being intentional about that, being thoughtful. So let's go ahead and sit up nice and tall. I thought I'd continue talking about self-reflection while we do some Pilates roll-ups, because why not? So let's go and gently roll down. I'm going to scoot over so my head doesn't get cut off. Rolling down nice and smooth, scooping and hollowing your stomach, rolling down, and then we're going to roll back up. You can always place your hands right along your thighs, gently rolling up, roll those shoulders back. We're going to roll down nice and smooth, slowly, one vertebrae at a time, and then roll back up. Let's do 10 of these because they're just so good for you. So breathing in and breathing out. So Paul also talks about nice and smooth exhaling. Talks about how important it is to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. It's something that you take the time to reflect upon. And so what we're talking about this week at Coffee Chats and Yoga Mats, just gently rolling back, scooping down nice and smooth, is a few practical ways to approach self-reflection, where it's approachable, it's not scary, it's going to scoop down, and it's sustainable. It's something you can come back to every day and still find something of value. Let's do 3 more. I may have miscounted. Scooping down, nice and smooth, one vertebrae at a time. Because I think sometimes, 2 more times, when we talk about self-reflection, it can be very intimidating. Like we're talking about things like, oh, I need to evaluate the purpose of my life and why I'm here. And that's totally true, that's valid, but there's a lot more to it than that. Let's scoop down. Just simply thinking about, how do you want to orient your heart today? Where do you want to anchor your mind? So perhaps focusing on a truth or scripture that would be super encouraging for you. We're going to roll back up nice and smooth. Slow crawl and up. Does that feel so good? Okay, you may not think that initially, that's okay. So I'm going to spread the legs out, nice and long, straddle stretch. If you need to, you can always move the legs closer, that's okay. So let's go and slide a hand down. Personally, I find it helpful to pick a scripture or a simple truth to focus on each day because I need help to remember to focus on something positive at times. So something as simple as offer your presence. Just start. Just show up. Breathing in. And let's go ahead and slide down. We're going to slide to the other arm. The other leg. Reaching up. My family's been focusing on a verse from Colossians about setting your minds on heavenly things, not on earthly things. But just picking something that you find encouraging, very simple. Gently lifting up. Cool. And let's go ahead and move into the butterfly stretch. Feet are together. Rolling those shoulders back, nice long back, and just gently folding down as far as your body lets you go. If it's in the morning, you might be a little bit more stiff. That's totally normal. Breathing in and breathing out. And let's go and gently come up. I thought we'd do a little planks. I think they're super fun. You're totally welcome to disagree with me. So we're gonna move out nice and long. Hands are shoulder width apart. You can move onto your hands and knees. That's a good starter. If you're new to planks or your wrists hurt, you can always make fists with your hands. Give yourselves a little more support. You can walk your legs out. Stay right there, and let's breathe. Breathing in and breathing out. Your body's nice and long. Shoulders relaxed. Nice smooth line. Your tuchus doesn't need to be poking up in the air or flopping down below. Nice and smooth. I like to imagine you roll a Hot Wheels car right down your back. Breathing in and breathing out. Something I find really fun to focus on for self-reflecting is just thinking about what are my wonders and my wins for the day. So what are the things that filled you with joy and the things that were exciting, like not losing your temper. For me, when my son threw his dish on the ground, for the 10th time that morning at breakfast. Still a downward dog, scooping up. Nice and long, head is between your shoulders, knees are slapped. You can always walk the dog, so that means you can bend one knee and lengthen. Bend and switch. And then, just thinking about what are the things that, filled you with wonder. It's so good. Like, I like seeing the cream swirl into my coffee. Nothing too crazy complicated. Breathing in. Let's do a little bit of the crickets. We're going to bring one leg out behind and bring it through. So a nice lunge. You can stay right there. I'm going to lower it down so you can see my face. And I'm not just a talking torso. Breathing in and breathing out. It's a really great hip opener. Opening up your body. Breathing in, breathing out. Remembering to breathe. You need oxygen. It rewards your body, rewards the cells. And let's go ahead and stretch out that front leg a little bit. So gently coming up and just pointing the toes away as if they're shooting toward the wall in front of you. You can also lift it so you're feeling a bit more of a calf stretch. Breathing in and breathing out. And release. Let's go ahead and move into plank again, and we'll do it on the other side. Nice and long, shoulders relaxed. You can move up in a downward dog like before if you want. Kick the other leg behind and bring it through. You don't have to do the kick. I find it helps to get a little bit more movement. So again, you can stay lifted up or you can lower down. Do what works best for you. You're opening up your hips, stretching out your legs. Super good. Breathing in and breathing out. Another thing I found super helpful to reflect upon, and it's not even that complicated, is just thinking about what were things that were challenging. And it's not in a, oh, you suck, you didn't do all these things well. It's more of a, what were things I struggled with? So for instance, talking about my toddler, a recurring challenge is sometimes getting him to eat his food. Nothing too crazy, but sometimes it's been helpful to just articulate and say it was frustrating that he didn't eat, his muffins that morning. And so what's a pivot? What's something I can change next time to be more creative? So sometimes that means maybe I try using honey. Maybe I try alternating, like muffins Monday, Tuesday, oatmeal or something like that. But what's a proactive way to move forward that's empowering and might actually result in a bigger change? And let's go and gently release. Coming up tall. Okay, let's take a few more big deep breaths. I've been talking a lot, making up as I go. We're gonna reach up nice and tall, reaching up. And exhale down. We're gonna do a little side stretch while we're here. Just reach, you can soften that arm, your hands flat on the ground. Reaching up. You can always reach your arm all the way over. If your body doesn't move that way, that's okay. Just reaching up to where it's comfortable for you. You're always relaxing that bottom shoulder, no crunching. You don't wanna get a stiff neck from stretching out your side. Breathing in and breathing out. And let's switch sides, reaching the other side. Nice and long, arcing. really the big thing that I'm harping on about self-reflection is it's just so good to take a moment and think about your day, about what's going on in your head, what's in your heart. Taking a little time to process it so you can be more intentional with how you're spending your time, your talents, your energy, and creating a bit more white space so you can be more wholehearted with how you love God. Whole-minded, whole-bodied, whole-souled, however you want to put it. So reaching forward and back. Reaching forward, a really great chest opener, warming up chest opener and back opener, rounding out your back, reaching back. Last time, reaching forward and release. Feels so good. Hands together, let's take a few big deep breaths in. You can focus on whatever truth you want to focus on. I'm going to remind you. Breathing in. You are God's beloved. Your life matters, so live intentionally. If you want to learn more about self-reflection, pop on over to coffeechats@yogamats.com. I'm so excited to partner with you and just share with you encouragement that you are God's beloved and your life matters. So let's live intentionally.